The paper slid across the table like a final verdict. 4 signatures already waited for mine. My wife's neat cursive, and beneath it the bold, impatient strokes of my children, all of them watching me, smiling, as if the man who raised them was a guest they were politely showing the door. I remember the coldness before anything else, not from them, from myself. The moment I realized this was no ambush, this was a gift. Their mistake was thinking I still had something left to lose. I wasn't always this still inside. There was a time her touch steadied me, when she'd lean her head against my shoulder on long drives and whispered dreams we'd build together. When the kids were small and clung to my legs, begging me not to leave for work. When I believed love was a fortress, not a weapon. But somewhere along the years, between late-night whispers I wasn't invited to, sudden family meetings I wasn't told about, and a growing distance I couldn't measure, the fortress cracked. I saw it in her eyes first. Not guilt, not conflict, indifference. A quiet decision already made. The signs were small, almost gentle in how they cut. The way conversations froze when I entered a room. The private jokes between them that required no translation. I was the punchline. The phone she hid under a pillow every night. The lawyer's number she saved under a fake name. The moment everything crystallized was stupidly simple. A voice message, accidentally played on her car's Bluetooth. My wife telling someone trusted, "He won't fight it. He never fights. He'll sign." I didn't cry, didn't confront, didn't plead. I simply locked myself in silence and began counting the days. They thought I would bend. They'd forgotten the version of me that built a ranch from dust, who safeguarded a trust fund they never knew existed, who could stay quiet long enough for storms to pass and predators to expose themselves. The night after I heard that message, something inside me shifted. Not rage, clarity. I started making calls, quiet calls, to lawyers she didn't know I had, to bankers who understood discretion, to people who owed me favors from a life before this softer one. I moved every asset they believed was theirs, transferring titles, protecting accounts, restructuring trusts so only I held control. By the time my birthday week arrived, every financial artery had been redirected. The ranch? Hidden under a land trust. The $15 million? Sheltered in layers of protection they couldn't even pronounce. The house we lived in? Already halfway sold. And not once did I raise my voice. Not once did I hint at war. Which brings me back to that table. My wife leaned forward, tapping the document like a teacher correcting a slow student. "It's just a formality," she said. "You'll sign, right?" My youngest, God, he used to cling to my neck, smirked like he was watching a show. My daughter whispered, "Just get it over with, Dad." I looked at each of them, not angrily, just finally seeing them. I picked up the pen. Their shoulders relaxed. They believed they'd won. I didn't sign. Instead, I placed the pen down gently and slid the document back. "I actually brought something for you," I said. Their expressions tightened, confused, then wary. From my briefcase, I pulled out 4 envelopes. Thick, official, heavy with consequences. "Since you're all so eager for legal clarity," I said, "these might help." My wife opened hers first. Her breath broke before her brain caught up. The others followed, their faces paling at different speeds. Inside were notices, not threats, facts. The house wasn't theirs. The accounts were empty. Every shared asset they thought they had a claim to was already gone. And then the final blow. A letter from my attorney stating I would be pursuing separation on grounds of coordinated financial coercion. My wife stammered first, You can't." I already did. My eldest slammed his fist down. "You planned this?" I looked at him the way you look at someone you've already forgiven but can't trust again. One of us had to. The silence that followed was the quietest music I'd ever heard. For the first time in years, I felt the weight lift. Not because I'd won. It wasn't about winning. It was about finally stepping out of a life where love had been replaced by entitlement. As I walked out, my wife called after me. Not angrily, not confidently, fearfully. "Where will you go?" I paused at the doorway. "To my ranch," I said. "The one you never asked about." Her face twisted. The kids looked lost, their empire of assumptions collapsing around them. "I thought you had nothing," she whispered. I smiled, a real one, small and honest. "That was your first mistake." Now, when I stand on that ranch with the sun rising over 820 acres of quiet land, I breathe differently. Freer, larger. Revenge wasn't the point. Clarity was. And if I learned anything, it's this. Some people only understand your worth when they realize they can't take it.